Episode 2, Time to Play with You. It is time for our first day at our new school. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates, who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Did they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. I silently sneaked out of the first floor, or to the first floor, so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peacefully sleeping Alya. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. I used to play like this in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping in lava. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I need to hurry. Faster, faster. I was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was bursting out of the cracks between floorboards. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop, like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was as good as someone being led up the scaffold toward a guillotine. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on two floorboards at the same time. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes wreathed in my belly. The fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. This darkness never fully left the houses around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. The sky was akin to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up the stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. Oh, there's the claw marks. I locked the front door with the long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate and invited me into my new life toward dubious adventures. And tagged alone like an old buddy, pushing me in the back. Wide shadows that pines throughout covered a third of the clearing. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in the coat's collar. I was squeezing through the thin firebreak, my hair ruffled up, and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. And this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Oh, ew. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle as their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. Then my parents would be walking around these parts screaming my name. But the dead can't answer the living. Or can they? A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into school in his hands by now, if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. What was that? I heard rustling. It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant's lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger, as if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Tree branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail will shrink, Clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's supports bathed in a spring tarry and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest, then snorted, trying to calm my breathing. The thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful and lifeless. It does look pretty. Snow is really, really beautiful, but at the same time, I'm really glad I live in a state that doesn't have snow because I don't like being cold, but it really does make the world look so beautiful. The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road, illuminated by sparse lamplights. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could, from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in that game, where you need to be the first to proclaim, "I'm protected!" It's just in that case that protection was as flimsy at best, with darkness writhing outside its bounds. Oh, I remember her. The wolf, right? Is she a wolf or a fox? Then I noticed something remarkably eerie. In a place where the light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. It almost felt like its features deterred light. Its unnatural pose instilled fear. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I stood there, blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. But the shadow didn't disappear. And it even got closer. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into a snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice.
Чего крадешься? Душу мою украсть хочешь?
Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul? Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here? Between the forest and the dormant village?
Чего молчишь, несмышленыш?
Will you say something, dummy?
Язык вырвали?
A cat got your tongue?
Слушай.
All right.
Тебе еще и
I'll
нос
bite off your
укушу.
nose then.
Будешь знать, как
That'll
совать
teach
его
you not to
в
poke
чужие
into
дела.
places it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. That would be so frightening. You know, I don't think I noticed this the first playthrough, but look at her eyes. Like, she has no pupils. It's just blackness. Oh my, And she's a fox. Okay. From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. A mask? It's just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my face.
А я
I was just
просто в школу иду.
going to
тут
school, and
ты-
then you...
Что я?
What about me?
Никогда не видел, как лиса собаку кормит.
Never seen a fox feed a dog? Oh, look at that puppy. And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably.
Извини, я не хотел.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tail. I guess I still smelled of bologna that I ate for breakfast. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird.
Значит, не хотел. Ну-ну.
So you didn't mean to, huh?
Как тебя зовут?
What's your name?
Меня Антон,
I'm Anton.
а тебя?
And you?
А меня нет.
And I'm not. Oh, there's her eyeballs. Her laugh. She's weird. Definitely has a couple of loose screws. But she has a nice voice, does she? My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl has piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks me about my friends at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox. Yeah, that won't end us up in the nut house.
Ты здесь живешь?
Do you live around here?
В поселке?
In the village? The fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard the hem of her coat lifted up.
Нет, глупый.
No, dummy.
Лисы не живут
Foxes
в
don't
поселках.
live in villages.
Хочешь сказать, ты живешь в лесу?
So you live in the forest then?
Из какой норы ты вылез?
Have you been living under a rock?
Конечно.
It's
Лисам среди
obvious that
людей не
foxes can't
выжить,
survive anywhere near human,
пока они лис.
as long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask, paper mache with fur glued onto it. A dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge, cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks. He called it a gift from the bunny. A gift from the bunny? Wait a minute. So does that... Okay, I was thinking on the first episode too, when they moved away, like something had happened. Something made them move. So I wonder if like the mom and dad know a little bit about what's going on. They have to, right? It makes me more curious about the last episode. The stray strolled toward me with menacing footsteps, with a pleading look in its eye. The fox did definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry.
Зачем ты так вырядилась с утра пораньше?
Why are you dressed up like this so early in the morning?
На утренник идешь?
Going to a costume party? Oh, that made her mad. The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off her nose, and her human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast. A real fox, agile, cunning, dangerous. A moment of hesitation and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. I couldn't help but just stand there as a stump. Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask.
Видел бы ты свою маску, сладенький.
I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed, went right up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in a zoo once. We went there with Dad, but it had patchy fur, was gray and skinny. But this girl was of fiery color and furry, just like in the fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog's treat stumbled upon some soft, crumpled object.
Ничего,
You'll see.
скоро проснутся
The real
настоящие
beasts will wake up soon.
Спроси-ка лучше
You should
у
ask
них.
them where they got
Где
their
они
human
взялись?
faces. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamp's light. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my finding in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat, and the fox just snorted. Now I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. It was still dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't
Ты
know.
в школу идешь?
So, are you going to school?
Ах, ну какой же
Oh my god,
дурачок.
you are a real dummy.
Так ничего и не
Don't you
понял.
get it? Welp, I was trying to be friendly, but she just can't stop mocking me. Calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog.
А ты чего обзываешься?
Why are you so mean?
Не хочешь отвечать?
Don't answer if you don't want to.
Никто не требует.
It's not like I care. Still, something froze me in place, tugged me toward the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn.
Ой, да не дуйся.
Oh, stop pouting.
Гляди-ка лучше.
Look here.
Ты нравишься Жульке.
Zolka took a liking to you. The dog was digging through snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house, at its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light.
И не только ей.
And maybe someone else, too. I went red again, like a boiled crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hoped that the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking.
А кому еще я
And
нравлюсь?
who's that person? I waited, counting my heartbeat. The fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frostedly patterns of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. Wait a minute. We wouldn't have put that mitten in our backpack. We would have left it in the drawer. Could it be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized that it was just my mitten. Maybe Mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep. A certain missing boy immediately came to mind.
Эй, ты знаешь что-нибудь про Вову?
Hey, do you know anything about Vova? I imagine the scene, silhouettes dancing in the clearing. The dance on the night when Vova had disappeared. A boy, who when found can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday, when our parents promised to take me and Alya to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long-anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. If only I could fix everything. Gather everyone I love and take them to Disneyland.
В ночь, когда пропал Вова, я, кажется, видел, как кто-то похожий на тебя плясал под моим окном.
On the night Vova had disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out.
А что? Ты тогда испугался?
Oh, that got you worried?
За себя или
For
кого-то
yourself
еще?
or someone else? Alya, as soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened, and cold sweat streamed down my spine.
Ну так слушай меня внимательно, мальчик по имени Антон.
Well then, listen closely, a boy named Anton.
Это большой
This is a big
и
and
страшный
scary
мир.
forest. The fox stepped forward menacingly,
И я не единственный его обитатель.
and I'm not its only tenant.
Другие звери уже знают о тебе.
The other beasts already know about you.
Берегись нас.
Beware, we'll come
Этой
again
ночью
tonight.
мы-
I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking.
Ты со своей семьей будешь спать. Подкрадемся близко-близко.
When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance.
Макарену!
Macarena.
Чё?
Hey, Macarena. Huh?
Эй, Макарена!
I actually didn't remember she was going to say that. Oh my gosh.
У тебя прямо челюсть отвисла, Антоша!
Look at you, your mouth is agape, Antosha.
Видел он меня ночью у своего окна. Ага, как же!
Saw me near his window at night. Yeah, right.
А ты случаем не местный
Are you,
дурачок?
by any chance, a dimwit?
Меня не
Nobody will let me go
отпускают
outside that
гулять
late.
здесь, знаешь
Children
ли,
go missing
дети
here, you know.
пропадают.
I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death.
Ой, да не тереби ты окуляры свои.
Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses?
Я раньше тоже.
I was also nearsighted once.
Лучше послушай
Listen to me
меня.
and maybe you'll
Может
become
быть,
smarter.
Улана лисичку, как
Remember,
обычно называют?
What do they call foxes?
Плутовка?
Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her.
Ох ты ж! Да как ты меня?
Hey, what did you?
Ой, прости.
Sorry? Her laughter was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells.
Да шучу я!
Just pulling your leg.
Конечно,
Of course we're cunning.
Если ты
If you're
ловкий
agile and
змей,
brave enough to
не
befriend a
боишься
cunning
с
fox,
плутовкой
I'll help
водиться.
you look for Vova.
Ты же неспроста
There's a
говоришь.
reason why you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming.
Знаю, почему дети
I know why
повадились
children have been
соваться в
swarming
наш
our
лес.
forest recently.
Порой там можно найти
Sometimes you can find a
много
lot
всякого
of interesting stuff
интересного.
there.
Я вот однажды
One day, I
нашла
saw a huge
целый
pile of candy
сугроб
once and
конфет.
swam in it until
И
my
купалась
jaws
в нем.
cramped. A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time.
Посмотрите-ка, какой недоверчивый.
Boo, so weary.
Ну-ну,
Well,
что ты на
what will you
это
say to this
скажешь?
then? She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like that were sold at markets or in kiosks. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasure. A familiar name was on it, Turbo. A triangular fox face poked her nose toward me.
Угощайся.
Take some.
У меня их полный
My pockets are
карман.
full of these. Take or refuse? Should I refuse or should I take? I don't know. I think I'm gonna refuse.
Нет, спасибо. Я...
No thanks. I didn't want to offend the first person I made contact with in this new place, but I also didn't want to take gum off the hands of some weird girl. What if she found it in a snow pile? Or what if it's a prank candy, the kind that blows up in your face when you unwrap it?
У меня на сладкое аллергия.
I'm allergic to sweets.
Аллер... Что?
Or what? She sounded puzzled.
Чего? Живешь в мире таблеток и микстур?
Are you living in the world of pills and
Ну,
mixtures?
в целом,
Well, more or less. The fox whistled. Her palm was empty now. It floated in the air, catching snowflakes, now that all the candy had suddenly disappeared.
И Новый год у вас правда раз в 12 месяцев?
And you only celebrate New Year's once in 12 months, right?
Есть эти...
And you have those... She clicked her fingers, trying to remember something.
Понедельники?
Mondays.
ага.
Yeah. I smiled.
О, как все запущено.
Man, you're in a difficult case.
Вам бы, юноша,
I prescribe you a
шоколада
kilo of
съесть.
chocolate to battle your boredom,
Пойди,
young man.
умные.
Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyways. Or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl.
Может, Вова тоже нашел сугроб сладостей и теперь кувыркается в нем?
What if Vova also found a snow pile of sweets and is now rolling in it?
Слушай,
Actually, what if he
вдруг он
decided to
решил
stay in the
остаться в-
forest?
Тогда, наверное,
He must be
ему
so
очень
cold without his second
холодно в
mitten then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. Because we never told her about his mitten. The trees behind me cracked with their bony branches.
Или
Or
с ним
what if
что-то
something
случилось
really
в
happened
пути?
to him along the way?
Что-то страшное.
Something terrible. The forest reacted to her words, became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again.
Дикие звери?
Wild beast?
Это, по-твоему,
You find
страшно?
that scary?
Ну, не знаю.
Well, I don't know.
Не знаю.
He doesn't know.
Уж не с двоечником
Oh
ли я
my, have I
подружусь?
befriended a Dunes? I didn't like being called a Dunes, yet being friends with her sounded
Я
nice.
хорошист.
My grades are good.
Бел да пушист.
Really now?
Пойдешь со
Will
мной?
you come with me?
Хорошист,
Good grades,
Антон.
Anton?
Найдем твоего.
We'll find your Vova,
Сам
and you'll
его
be able to
спросишь,
ask him
что
what
он
he
нашел
found
в
deep
этой
in that
пуще,
forest.
ведь пока мы
As long as
вместе,
you're with me, nothing can
никто
hurt you
тебя
in the
в лесу.
forest.
Вот увидишь.
You'll see. Worms of worry wreathed in my belly. Better run, whispered in my mind.
Я тебе не верю.
I don't believe you.
Ты думаешь, я вру?
Do you take me for a liar?
Ты, пожалуйста.
Whatever, you're just like everybody else. The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know she was genuine about it. From her personality and how she's been joking this whole time, I definitely don't think she's genuine. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. I remember my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me. Kind to me? She's been calling you dumb this whole time. Are you stupid? Are you a Dunes? That's nice? Oh my gosh.
Не обижайся, пожалуйста.
Please don't get mad.
Бывают и добрые.
Foxes can also be
Ну,
nice,
как в сказках.
like in fairy
Они только
tales.
понять,
I just
что
needed to
ты
know what kind of
за
fox you are. The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands.
Тогда пойдем
Then
со мной
follow
в
me into the
лес.
forest and
Ты
you'll
всё
get to know me.
обомнёшь, но не сейчас.
But right now, when it
Когда
gets
светёт.
bright, I mean, your
А то
whole
тебя
body is
бедного
shaking,
всего ж
you poor
потрёсит.
thing.
Да выгляди, кондрашка.
I don't want you to get a stroke.
Да, провожу тебя
Hey,
до
let me
школы.
accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away
Ну,
from me.
если тебе по пути...
Well, if we're going in the same direction. The dog was like chewing on that the whole time. You would think there would be a hole in the mitten. We went toward the school in the lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains. Dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of gray smoke rose from chimneys. TVs bustled and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise in slumber while carefully treading the snowy wheel trails. I walked to the left one and she took the right one. The dog was following behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the
Так как
silence.
тебя зовут?
So what's your name?
А, ну, конечно.
Here it comes.
Имена, имена, имена.
Names, names, names.
Людям непременно
You people
надо
always
вешать
need to
ярлыки
put
на
labels
все
on
подряд.
everything.
Ну и как бы ты назвал такую лису? как
What
я?
name would you give to a fox like me?
Даже не знаю.
I don't know,
Но я читал про лесу.
but I've read about Alyssa the fox.
Что?
You know what?
Я не
I
против.
don't mind.
Пусть будет
I'll
Алиса.
be Alyssa. I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. Not even want to tell us her name. Like, that is so suspicious. Sure, call me Alisa. I turned around as if looking for an answer from the dog from the dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. The school's outline was already in our sight, a giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its window didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with Mom when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at that time. Empty corridors that smelled of polished, puffy snow outside. The second time I came along to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance, in track pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. Their parents destroyed the last of hopes for a cozy school. Their stinging eyes and teeth, yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion.
После уроков жду тебя на заднем дворе,
I'll wait for you at the backyard after school.
возле повешенного.
Near the hanged man.
Возле кого?
Near what? She just ignored my question.
Не опаздывай.
Don't be late. I hesitated, blowing hot and cold again. Mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Thinking about my mom helped me reply.
Я после школы сразу домой.
I'm going straight home after school.
Эх, Антоша,
Well, Antosha, I'm going to let you off the hook.
Другие же
But the others will
незаметно
creep up to you with their
подкрадутся со своими
smiles and sink their teeth into
улыбочками
you.
и
Won't be able to
вцепятся.
shake them off as
Клещат,
easily.
попомни мои слова.
Remember my words. The fox opened her mouth in a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. It whimpered and ran toward the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? After taking a deep breath, I went toward the school, toward the cutlets and dough, toward the light raining down onto the snow. A tall man was standing near the gate, puffing out clouds of smoke into the wind. He didn't look like a teacher. Was he a PE guy, maybe? I carefully studied his face that looked like it was cut from a piece of granite and his hair lip that was holding down a cigarette. He was playing around with car keys and staring back at us. The light from the cigarette was reflected in his eyes that were sitting deep in his eye sockets. I froze in place. The hulking man lazily tore off his eyes from us and walked toward the road. There was a fresh-looking Volga. Volga? Or is it supposed to say Volva? Volga parked nearby, with one of its front wheels perched up on the icy curb. Black like Soothe, as if it was straight out of the horror story Dad loved to tell me when we hid in the attic during a thunderstorm. I remember him always wearing a sad smile while mentioning the black car that snatched children. He would say, "It looks like a funeral car on the inside, white curtains and all. And it has DSC in its license plate. Do you know what that means? Death to Soviet children." Funny, I was born in the USSR too. A buzzing crowd of upperclassmen with their winter hats tipped to the side. I'd better not draw their attention. Okay, so they both say the same thing. Can I interact with anything else? Oh? Whose nest is this, I wonder? A thieving magpie? Then it probably has all sorts of shiny things in it. Pieces of colorful glass, bottle caps, polished coins, or child braces. A raven nest. I guess we can't grab it though, can we? I think I'm supposed to just go in. I can't really interact with anything else. Okay. I could hear muffled voices behind the doors, saw blinking lamps. Darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space like a lonely lost spaceship. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Oh, they're looking at the missing child. Attention, child missing. Vova. He was only 10 years old. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it glued to the left of the notice board. So he was 10 years old. He left home on January the 5th, around 16, and never returned. Was last seen at the bridge over the Samordina River. Was that the bridge that we had to cross to get to school? He was wearing an orange coat with a hood, a black wool cap, a scarf and mittens with green stripes. Might have had a plastic toy gun on him. He has brown hair, he's skinny, green eyes. Please call if you see him. Vova, that was his name. A 4th grader. On that grainy print, Vova looked dead, with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soul, as if pleading. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window, took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filled up with children, in groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of school toilets, child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme.
Медведя для лисы, зайчик кушать принеси.
For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. I turned my head toward them, trying to get a better look at their features. But then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. Oh, the teacher. A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hooves. You know, coming from a teacher herself, I never understood why, and maybe this is a high school thing. I mean, I teach 1st grade, so I don't know. But in movies, they always talk about how teachers wear high heels. I would never, because those shoes are so uncomfortable. Why would somebody choose to wear high heels, like when you have to be standing 8 to 9 hours to be teaching? Is that a real thing? Is it just because I teach elementary? Because obviously high schoolers aren't going to have as much energy as little kids. I don't know, but it doesn't sound comfortable. A girl was trailing her every step. She was also looking pompous, stopping along the way and whispering some secret in her friend's ear. She was probably a class rep, since she was carrying an attendance register book.
Екатерина, возьми, пожалуйста.
Wait, what? Ekaterina. Ekaterina, take this, please. The teacher opened the classroom door and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Ugh, look at his face. Out of all of them, a tall, red-headed fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the inside of a pomegranate. Are they friends? A bad feeling risen up the hair on the back of my head. I've seen boys like him before, unsettled eyes, cackling laughter. The girl, who was the smaller copy of the teacher, warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and the redhead immediately shoved him. Move your legs, moron! The boy flew head first, flailing his hands, trying to keep his balance. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. Their laughter sounded like someone was snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in. The corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. Maybe I can still run away. Go outside, dissolve into the dark. I imagine myself running through the snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. The ringer's trill blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the window with great effort, then took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. 204. The print teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed.
Я новенький.
I'm the transfer student.
Мне вот сказали к вам подойти.
I was told to come here. I'm thinking because, I think that was a teacher that just walked past him. So she's probably like, why were you late? I literally saw you standing next to the windowsill. Why are you just now coming into my classroom? The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages.
А фамилия-то как?
Your last name?
Петров.
Petrov?
Громче говори.
Huh? What are you mumbling there?
Чего мямлишь?
Say it clearly.
Петров.
Нет такого.
You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare as if trying to see if I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison, like a living organism, like a dangerous beast.
Ты не ошибся?
Are you sure?
Нет такого в списке.
I don't have you in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I felt dizzy. I clutched my fist so hard my knuckles became white.
Мне сказали.
They told me to come to classroom 204 to ask Lilia Pavlovna, class 6C. I totally said that wrong. Apparently everyone in the class took my word for some sort of joke because they were all laughing.
Что за бардак?
What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion.
Понаберут студентов.
Why do we hire so many interns?
Только знают, что
They all
гулять
know
с
how to
вами
put
воевать.
lipstick all
А
over
я
their
разбивать,
bulging
значит.
lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything.
А бумаги-то кто заполнять будет? Не первый раз ведь уже.
How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? Ugh! We've had this thing happen so many times already.
Подожди здесь.
Wait here, I'll be
Сейчас.
back.
Сейчас я им устрою.
After I have a little chat with them. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Once again, I imagined running away from this place, fighting the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump, with the wind at my back as my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, this new boy, is he one of us or an outsider? Somebody whispered something, and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom.
Доску вытри!
Wipe the board! It was easy to guess who was the main prankster
Эй,
here.
очкарик!
Hey, Four Eyes!
Чё?
Are you not only blind but also deaf?
Доску вытри!
I said wipe the board! My knees weren't the only shaky part of my body anymore. I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be.
Ну что мне с тобой делать-то?
And what should I do with you now?
Куда сажать, а?
Where will you sit?
Давай-ка сядь,
Oh well,
наверное,
you could
с
say it was
Симоном.
Simon, I guess.
всё равно один.
He's alone anyway.
Ещё чего?
No way! The fatso put his backpack on the seat beside him in defiant, scratched his belly and smirked.
Ты опять за старое?
Are you back to your old tricks?
бабушку в
Should
школу
I call your
вызывать?
grandma here again? The classroom went silent.
А чё нам не
And
сделать?
what's she gonna do?
Не она, так я тебе.
I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't.
Рюкзак убрал
Put away your
быстро?
backpack now. Simon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. I needed to do something to resolve this somehow, to save
Я-
myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me.
Я могу за последнюю парту сесть.
I can sit in the last row.
Там, кажется,
I
свободно.
think there's a free seat. The teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then at Simon, then back at
Ладно.
me. Fine,
Садись
go
пока
there,
туда.
for now.
А с тобой, Бабурин, мы еще
And you,
поговорим.
Baburin, I'll have a talk with you later.
Чтобы подошел после
Come to me
уроков.
after class.
Будешь по
You'll
классу
be on
дежурить,
cleaning duty,
ясно?
got it? Simon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tip of his nose, ripe for the taking. Ugh. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everybody. I took my seat at the back, at the last table, where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats, and the class was ready to start.
Вот и хорошо. Начнем урок.
Now this is settled. Let's start the class.
Тема.
Today's theme is
Традиции
traditions of
русской и
Russian and
мировой
international
литературы в
literature.
рассказе Зощенко.
The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. I've got my eyes on you, said his watery look. He's just jealous because we have perfect skin. Ew! After just a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge yellow spit stain in my notebook. Then at the cafeteria, this Simon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. And then he flowed his hands around after exiting the toilet, as some of the liquid from his hands would get on me. Buh! Just before the final period for today, Simon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh, of course, and that was where his face went. They made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the girl I took for the class rep before, right in her chest. I immediately stepped back, dying from
Прости, ты в
embarrassment.
порядке?
I'm sorry, are you all right? Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips.
Нет, ну вы посмотрите на него.
Will you look at him?
Облапал меня прямо у
Groping
всех
me
на
in front of
глазах.
everyone.
Я сейчас все
I'll tell my mom.
Тебя из школы
They'll
выгонят,
expel you,
извращенец.
pervert. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit match to the chafer beetle.
Я нечаянно. Меня толкнули.
I didn't mean to, he pushed me.
Все видели.
We all
И
saw
тут
that, you
среди
know.
нас нет.
No blind among us. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simon's laughter cooled my head.
Толкнули?
I pushed you? Sure. He swaggered up to me, enveloping me in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth, and then pushed me to the ground.
Вот так, да? И что ты сделаешь?
Like this, huh? What you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, come on, hit me. Let me see you try. All right, last time we endured, This time, we're fighting back.
Слушай, ты...
Listen, you. My throat went dry, my lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. Simon wore a mocking smile.
Давай, продолжай.
Go on, Four Eyes. Why did you stop? We're all waiting.
Если еще
If you
хоть
ever
раз
touch
меня
me
тронешь-
again. Simon slowly stuck out a finger and poked my forehead.
Натронул.
I did.
Чё?
So what?
Еще хоть раз!
If you ever do it again.
Тронул.
Here.
А вот еще.
Once more.
Эй,
And again.
ищ,
And again.
ищ.
He was poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backward. I must not cry, or I'll be done for.
Чё ты мне сделаешь, мям?
What will a wimp like you do to me? My vision went blurry. My soul tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Oh, yes! Look at his shocked face. He's like... What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Simon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. No pain. We got an achievement for using force. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule?
Anna!
I needed to run, but I was already surrounded by cronies.
Лилия Павловна! Лилия Павловна! Петров Бабурина ударил!
Petrov just hit Baburin! Simon's cheeks grew even redder and his pimples even wider like the heads of larvae. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. He got really close to me. The smell of rotten teeth washed over me.
Тебе
You
пиздец.
are fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the thumps of my heart and guessing where his fist would go. The solar plexus, the jaw, the nose. But he just turned around and walked off. A thought, cold and sober and extremely rational, popped up in my head. I'm going to get killed today. I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. Simon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze, and his scary, electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Simon was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school gate. I really didn't believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some more time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap with the American condor on its head. The sound of running water was coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to mind. I remembered the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. I remembered his smile, him looking at me, and the fact that he's most likely already dead. Hello? I shuddered and turned around. I forgot about her! At first, my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. She is so pretty. She sat in the first row of the second column. I swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. And I was sneaking glances at her myself. Sometimes it feels nice to look at someone pretty, the spring, the sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughs at Simon's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing something in her green notebook.
Здравствуй.
Hello. I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern of the wooden floor.
Круто ты ему врезал.
It was cool, the way you hit him.
Это вышло случайно.
It was an accident.
Почти.
Almost. I started shoving books in my backpack to at least put something in my hands.
Вроде Семен раньше таким не был.
Simon wasn't like that before.
Он к нам недавно
He also
перевелся.
transferred here just recently.
Бабушка мне его по
His grandma
секрету
told me
сказала,
that
что
it
он
almost
словно
felt
взбесился.
like he went mad.
Семена даже старшеклассники
Even the
побаиваются.
upperclassmen fear
Представляешь?
Simon. Did you know?
А ты вот
But you're
молодец.
different.
Не струсил.
You're brave.
Угу.
I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right. Me? Brave? A hero that has been standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating? The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive
А
eyes.
ты за рекой живешь?
Do you live over the river?
В том
In
деревянном
the wooden
доме?
house?
Ну да.
Yeah.
Там, наверное,
Must be scary
страшно.
living there.
Да еще через лес
But-
идти.
And you also have to cross the forest.
Я бы так не
I wouldn't be able
смогла.
to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of intertwining branches of a snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. So I straight up lied.
Да не так уж там и страшно.
It's not that scary.
А что тебя так
What's so
пугает?
scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause. Oh my gosh, she's like, oh, he's so manly, so brave. As if brushing off a daydream.
Да так, ничего.
Well, actually, never mind.
Меня, кстати,
My
Полина
name is
зовут.
Polina, by the way.
А меня Антон.
I'm Anton.
Ну, это я знаю.
I already know that.
Слушай,
Hey,
Антон,
Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she should continue.
а что ты делаешь после
What are you
школы?
doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant.
Ничего такого.
Nothing much. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. Are we going on a date? Are we going to go on a date? Wait a minute. What's happening? Oh? This is different, right? Right? I don't think this happened when I played the first time. Alisa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes and the slits of the mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. What if that fox girl is waiting for me after the school? Or was it another one of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly got covered with beads of sweat, like after a PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest embrace.
У меня сейчас занятие, скрипка, а потом я свободна.
I have a violin lesson, and then I'll be free.
Дедушка мне
My grandpa
репетитора
hired me a
нанял.
private tutor.
Наш учитель
Our music
музыки.
teacher is a
Он же
violinist, and he
скрипач.
doesn't have anyone to
А
teach here
здесь, в
except for me.
поселке,
She waved her hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on violin strings. I could almost hear the music. It chased Alisa out of my head. I looked at Polina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensations. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. It felt like I was very small, and the feelings were immense, and they couldn't fit inside me.
Тут говорят, что у нас в поселке маньяк завелся.
They say there's a killer on the loose in the village.
Раньше со школы
Normally,
меня всегда
Grandpa would
дедушка
escort me home
забирал,
from
но в
school, but he's
последнее
sick
время ему
lately.
не сда-
I snuck a glance of Volva's photo. His eye wells were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick. Just like the portrait on a gravestone.
Ты не подумай, я не трусишка,
I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just...
просто мне кажется,
think I'll
что
be
с тобой
safer
будет
with you.
безопаснее. Антон,
Will you go home with
ты
me,
сможешь
Anton?
проводить...
There it was. Finally, everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything that I dreamt about was seeping into my life. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, a heroic duel. A duel! Thinking of Simon instantly sobered me up, returning me back to earth, and it started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Polina, because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And him knocking me out wouldn't even be the worst of it. The worst part is that Polina will see it. And she'll laugh at me like everyone else. No, I don't need anyone to see me in such a shameful
Сегодня
state.
вряд ли получится.
I doubt I'll be able to today.
Ты же знаешь, Семен
You know, Simon is waiting for me
Лучше мне с
outside.
ним
I
разобраться
need to deal with
лично.
him one-on-one
По-мужски.
like a man.
Глупости какие.
Nonsense. Polina brushed off some hair off her forehead, and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Polina was like water. When you were thirsty, you gulp it down and still wanted more. I remember the summer evenings at the country house, the fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and a soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could I have foreseen the upcoming catastrophe and the cackle of the coals, and our parents' laughs, and the smell of the fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile the world was?
Думаешь, этот дикарь будет честно драться?
Do you really think that savage will give you a fair fight?
Со своими
He'll
дружками
just swarm you
набросится
with
всем
his friends
скопом,
without giving you a
опомниться
chance
даже
to
не
catch
дадут.
breath. Polina suddenly flashed a devious
Но
smile.
если мы пойдем
But if we go
вместе,
together,
это
they
их
will be put
ошарашит.
off.
Я же не только первая
I'm not
скрипка
only
на
the first
деревне.
violin
Я
of
ведь
this
еще и
village, I'm
девочка.
also a girl.
Слышала от
I've heard
знакомого
from a
хулигана, что
delinquent.
он
I know
никогда
he'll
не
never
нападает
attack
на
someone
кого-то в
when there's a
присутствии
girl around.
девушки. Представляешь, у них
Can
кодекс
you imagine?
чести
They
такой.
have this weird code of honor. A delinquent, you know, I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller? More handsome?
Ой, мне на музыку пора.
Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing. Polina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamp, she looked much more alluring.
А ты играешь на чем-нибудь?
Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple of years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. A minor, E minor, change. We're all waiting for change. Tsoy's song echoed my thoughts and my desire to change something. That guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more.
Увы, не играю.
I don't, sadly.
Жалко.
A pity.
Ну ладно,
Oh
я
well, I'll
побежала.
be going.
Пока!
Bye. Are we gonna wait for her? Are we gonna wait for her? Because then he wouldn't fight us, right? She's right. I don't think they would hit us if she was with us. Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school
Пока.
hallways. Bye. I wasn't sure if Polina heard me. I looked out the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody who looked like the hulking Simon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Polina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. And besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer, and I'll be her defender, her knight. And even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Polina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to help look for Vova, and this will bring me a reward. More money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Alya. I imagine my sister, happy like those girls who get prizes from, oh, I don't know what that says, Supanov? In the finest hour. She'll be dancing with the famous singers, maybe a new popular boys like the International. Mom and Dad hugging in the Oscavino Pavilion. And then all of us going to Disneyland. Does it let me choose? It does. Polina? Alisa? We can choose Polina or Alisa. Oh, that's so hard because I really wanted him and Polina to get together, but I also want... Now I want to play... I almost want to play again. I think for this one, we're going to choose Polina. Snow danced in the air outside the window, following the rhythm of music that was flowing from around the corner. I jumped off the windowsill and started walking along the hallway, curiosity eating away at me. The half an hour I'd spent here, waiting, crawled at snail's pace. I wanted to see Polina again. The music became louder. It streamed out of the half-open door at the far end of the corridor. My music taste was limited to Latov, the timeless classics, and pop songs I saw on TV, along with the music videos that would sometimes be put on tapes as teasers before a movie. But this violin melody captivated me. It felt like a master woodcutter working with delicate wood, a fragile crystal toy, a gust of warm wind. I pressed my cheek against the doorway. Polina was hiding from me in the far end of the classroom, but a shadow that fell on the wall definitely belonged to a girl with a violin. The movements of her bow were so graceful that I felt like I was getting carried away on the waves of music. My heart broke the barrier of my ribcage and started hopping around. Faster and faster, I jumped on the new piles, gliding between the pines, toward the fiery sun above the windfall. You can hear the pretty violin.
Заскучал?
Got tired of waiting? I was so deep in thought I didn't hear the approaching footsteps. After bathing in music, Polina felt even more magical.
Нет, нет.
Oh, not really.
Я о комиксе
I
своем
was just
думала.
thinking about my comic. For some unknown reason, I lied.
Ты комиксы рисуешь?
You draw comics?
Да, ну, то есть,
Yeah, well, I mean,
планирую рисовать.
I want to draw one.
Ага.
Oh,
И про что твой
and what
комикс?
will it be about? About the most charming and kind girl that plays a violin who somehow happened to be in this house of
Про
horror.
лесу.
About a fox.
Ой, точнее, про
Oh, I mean
говорящих
about
животных,
talking
что
animals
живут
who
в
help
лесу и
children who get
помогают
lost to return home
заблудившимся
from the
детям, а
woods.
потом они
And then
пляшут в
they
ночи.
dance in the night.
Ого,
Wow.
как интересно.
Sounds interesting.
Сам придумал?
Did you come up with it yourself? I lowered my gaze.
Вдохновился, глядя в
I got
окно.
inspiration from looking out the window. Nightly vows. You went on a date with Polina. We got an achievement. We're going on a date. Ah! We descended to the first floor. I opened the door in front of Polina. Dad told me how essential it is to be a gentleman.
Значит, творческая личность.
So you're an artist, huh?
Я догадывалась,
I had a
что ты не
hunch you
такой,
were
как все.
different.
Особенный.
Special.
Шутишь?
Are you joking me?
Я самая
I'm
обыкновенная.
absolutely average.
Это Семен обыкновенный.
Simon is the average one.
В смысле, обычный
An
придурок.
average idiot.
А в тебе живет
And you
нечто
carry
доброе
something
и
kind and
пушистое.
fluffy inside. Something barked near my leg when we were crossing the schoolyard, interrupting Polina.
Не бойся, это Жулька.
Don't worry, it's a Zulka. I stood on one knee and rubbed the barking dog behind the ear. It was frantically wagging its tail, like some sort of propeller. I looked around the yard trying to find Alisa. But the fox girl was nowhere to be found neither, in the yard nor the road.
Брось ее!
Leave it be.
Ты что, она же
It's a
дикая!
stray, you know.
Клещей еще
What if it has
подцепишь.
pests?
Нет, у нее хозяйка
No, this
есть.
one has an owner.
Вроде.
I think. Polina looked at the playful dog with disgust, covering her mouth with a handkerchief. Okay. I should have chose the fox. I'm sorry. Anybody that's looking at a stray dog with disgust is not my type, okay? I know it's supposed to be about Anton, but it shouldn't be Anton's type either. I'm sorry. Fox girl was weird, but she liked animals, so I think we chose the wrong girl.
А у тебя никакой еды не завалялось?
Do you have any food on you?
Кажется, что-то осталось.
I think I have something left.
Покормим и
We'll feed
пойдем,
it.
ладно?
We'll feed it and go, all right? She took out a sandwich out of her bag and threw it to Zolka. The little dog rushed to her banquet, swept away the bread with her nose, and started eating the
Какая
bologna.
привереда.
What a picky eater.
Ешь все, давай.
Come on, eat everything. Polina tugged my sleeve, egging me on.
Ты чего?
Hey, what's wrong? She replied with laughter. The violin girl had literally dragged me out of the school gate, stifling laughs into a fist. What was so funny? Why was she laughing? I'm so confused. I turned around. Zolka followed us with sad eyes as we were leaving. The dog looked especially lonely with the school as the backdrop. And then Polina just stopped laughing. She walked alongside me with a blank stare, completely silent.
Нечего паразитов плодить.
Don't spread pests. Her remark turned out pretty harsh. Was it really the stray's fault she had to live in the street?
Они потом на людей кидаются.
They always attack people later.
Прошлой зимой такая стая чуть дедушку не загрызла.
Okay, I get it now. Now I get it. This is why you don't judge a book by its cover. There's a reason that she was disgusted. A pack of these almost killed my grandpa last winter.
Какой кошмар.
That's horrible.
Ему с тех пор не здоровится.
Is he still not feeling well?
Его парализовало.
He's paralyzed now.
Он больше никогда
He
не
will
сможет.
never walk again. I remember the scary pack of dogs that was chasing me a while ago.
Мне очень жаль.
I'm sorry.
Ничего.
It's okay. Polina showed me another enchanting smile, her eyes half closed.
Главное, что мы друг друга поняли.
What matters is that we understand each other now. I forgot all about Zolka after she said that. Some third graders were throwing snowballs at each other and singing.
Два. Прилети сова.
1, 2, time to play with you. The owl? Alya. An image of my sister sitting near the window, bored, looking for me in the twilight, flashed before my eyes. I promised myself that I will go home as soon as I escort Polina.
А что это за песенку малые поют?
What's the song the kids are singing?
Уже второй раз за день ее
It's the
слышу.
second time I hear it today. We were walking down the main street. Somewhere near, a tractor was grumbling, cleaning snowdrifts. Ravens flew across the ashen sky. A flock of blackbirds circled above us like scary crosses that ran away from graves.
Про сову?
The owl one?
Это считалочка
It's just a
местная.
local nursery
Мне ее
rhyme.
в детстве дедушка
Grandpa used to
напевал.
sing it to me when I was
Он
little.
интересуется историей
He's very
края.
knowledgeable
Много
about
знает
local
про наш
history and
фольклор.
folklore.
И что там за
And
считалочка
what does the
такая?
rhyme sound like?
Слушай.
Listen. She started walking backwards, facing me and smiling.
Раз, два. Прилети сова.
1, 2, time to play with you.
3, 4,
3,
5.
4,
Время
5, the
поиграть.
owl will arrive.
6, да,
6,
6.
on the end,
Дыбом волчья
the wolf's
шерсть.
gray fur will stand.
7,
7,
8.
8,
Бьем
stomp your hooves and
копытом
wait.
для медведя,
For the
для
fox
лисы.
and for the bear.
Зайчик кушать
Bunny,
принеси.
tasty meals prepare. I feel like I messed up the melody. I feel like some parts I had the melody and other parts I didn't. I thought that I'd already met a fox this morning. Thankfully, I hadn't met any wolves or bears. As I was looking at the girl by my side, I became strangely brave, so I said something
У
unexpected.
тебя красивый голос.
You have a beautiful voice. Polina adjusted her hair, slightly embarrassed.
Спасибо.
Thanks.
И что же, это конец
And
считалочки?
is that the end of the rhyme?
Принес им заяц
Did the
покушать
bunny
или нет?
prepare those meals?
Пойди узнай.
Who knows?
Спросить не у кого.
No one will be able to
Считалочка
tell you
очень
now.
старая.
It's really old.
Древняя даже.
I'd even say ancient.
С ней легенда одна
There's a legend
связана.
related to it, though.
Если тебе
Want me to
интересно.
tell you?
Конечно.
Of course.
Тут в тайге раньше племена жили разные.
All sorts of tribes had lived in the taiga back in the day.
Дедушка говорит, у
Grandpa
них
told
была
me they
такая
had this well, some sort of right
Короче,
when a boy
такой
was ready
ритуал,
to
когда
become a
мальчик
man. I listened closely. I mean, I was also really close to that age myself. They will lead him into the woods where he needed to spend 3 days
По
hunting.
легенде,
There's a legend
один
about a
такой
young man who
юноша
went into the
шел в
taiga
тайгу,
and never returned,
а вернулся, когда
and then
его
suddenly
перестали
came back
искать.
when they already stopped looking for him.
Нагрянул в деревню, исцарапанный.
He was covered in
Грязный,
scratches, dirty,
замерзший.
cold. There's the footsteps again. I imagined sleeping among the pines and bare layers.
Родные выбежали к нему, а он упал на землю.
His family rushed to help him, but he just fell unconscious.
Привели шамана.
They brought a shaman.
Тот осмотрел
He
молодого
looked at the young man, and his face became
помрачнел,
grim.
сказал, плохи
He told them
дела.
that he was in bad shape.
До утра
The young man
юноша бился в
convulsed until the
судорогах
morning,
и
repeating that
повторял
rhyme over and over.
снова,
Over and over.
раз,
1, 2, time to
прилети
play with
сова.
you.
Будто
As if
ему
Tega
вдалеке
itself was
нашептали.
whispering it to him.
А к рассвету он умер.
And when the sun came out, he died.
Только вот
But
шаман
the shaman
сказал,
said that he was already
что
dead
он
when
и
he
так был
returned.
мертв,
He came out
что
of the
он
woods as a
мертвым
living
из леса
corpse and
пришел
whispered
и
that rhyme with
мертвыми
his dead
губами
lips.
шептал
I froze in fear.
Точно не ужастик.
Are you sure that's not some horror movie?
Фольклор бывает пострашнее всякого кино, уж поверь.
Folklore can be way more scary than movies, believe me.
Дедушка говорит, что
Grandpa said that
племя
this tribe
собралось
just
спешно
uprooted in a
и
hurry and
ушло
left
на
to the
юг.
south. They must have been brave if they lived here. Polina kicked one of the snow piles with her small boot. Brave, but stupid.
Неужели надо мертвецу явиться из лесу, чтобы до людей дошло?
Did they need a corpse to appear from the forest for them to understand?
Дошло что?
Understand what?
Что нужно уезжать
That they needed to get
отсюда.
out of here.
Есть целый мир,
There's the big world.
а есть наш
And then
поселок.
there's our village.
Мир.
The world? She spread her arms open wide.
Поселок.
The village. She showed a distance that was almost invisible with her two
Я
fingers.
часто представляю большие
I often
города.
imagine big
Могу
cities.
часами
I can look at the
рассматривать
globe for
глобус
hours.
или журналы вокруг света
Or
из
at Around the
библиотеки.
World magazines from the library.
Какие же там
They have such
прекрасные
pretty names.
названия.
Just
Только
listen.
послушай. Рейкьявик, Тель-Авив. Это же чистейшая музыка, а не слова.
Music to my ears. She started circling her eyes shut dreamingly. The forest towered before us, touching the low clouds. The road fell into the semi-dark between the trees.
Я бы могла покорить
I could have
сцену,
conquered the
выступать
stage,
перед
performing in
тысячами
front of
зрителей.
А я
thousands.
сцены ужасно
And I have
боюсь.
stage
Так
fright.
ты другим возьмешь.
Oh, you'll get famous
Живописью.
another way by
У
drawing.
нас-то есть
We
будущее.
both have a
А
future.
что ждет
But
того
what
же
about,
Семёна?
say, Simon?
Ну, станет он еще
He may
толще.
just get fatter. And
Будет пирожками торговать.
he'll be selling, I don't know what, the Paratsky? He'll be selling Paratsky. Yeah, made from dogs. We burst out laughing, exercising worry from our minds with lighthearted
Если
fun.
ему, конечно, доверят пирожки.
If somebody will ever trust him with selling them,
Наверное, ты права.
oh, you're
Он
right.
их в один присест
He would
слопает.
probably eat a whole lot of them in one
Я
go.
так и думала, что вдвоем
Like
в
I
лесу
thought,
не
the forest is
страшно.
less scarier when you're not alone. I looked around. The snow is sparkling, reflecting the last rays of the setting sun. I was hoping Simon was lurking, and I was hoping he was going to hear us talk about how he would just get fatter. My pulse fastened from the thought that we
Да,
were
ты
alone.
была права.
Yes, you were right. Why does her face look sad all of a sudden? What's wrong? Polina rushed through the fire
Не
break.
отставай!
Don't fall behind.
Никогда в жизни.
I never fall
Знаешь,
behind.
Ты так изъясняешься.
You know, the way you speak,
Персонаж
just like a
из
hero from
приключенческой
adventure
книжки.
books. Was she complimenting or mocking me? I didn't want to look for the hidden meaning. Not when we're on such a wonderful
Ну
walk.
да, я люблю книги.
I mean, I like books.
Ого, читающий
Oh, a
мужчина.
well-read man?
Звучит интригующе.
Intriguing. A man? Really? I got embarrassed. My cheeks turned beet red, but I still thanked fate for being able to wander around the forest with Polina like this. The girl suddenly stopped and stared into the darkening thicket without making a sound, as if waiting for something. I felt uneasy all of a sudden, as if she asked me in a cold voice,
Ты был там?
"Have you been there?"
Где? В чаще?
Where, deep in the woods? Polina burst out laughing again, shattering my anxious
Да
thoughts.
нет,
No,
в
silly.
большом
In the
мире.
big world.
В городах с
In
музыкальными
cities with
названиями.
musical names.
А разве Москва
Does
музыкальное
Moscow
название?
sound musical to you?
Больше похоже на кваканье
To me, it
лягушки.
sounds like the croaking of a frog. Polina froze and looked at me in
Ты
disbelief.
был
You've been
в Москве.
to Moscow?
Ну да,
Yeah,
в детстве.
when I was little. Polina's eyes started
И
sparkling.
какая она?
What's it like?
Ну,
Well,
красивая,
it's beautiful,
шумная,
noisy,
неоновая.
neon lights everywhere.
Неоновая.
Neon lights? It felt like she was savoring those
А
words.
на Красной площади
Have you been
был?
to the Red Square?
Конечно.
Of course.
Она такая...
It's so bumpy.
И в ЦУМе был.
I've
и
been
на
to
ВДНХ.
Tsum and Von Ka too. I definitely didn't say that right.
Мне больше всего метро
I
понравилось.
love the metro the
Там
most.
так
It
пахнет.
smelled like what? She ran up to me, grabbed me by the sleeve, and stared in my eyes with clear
Не
interest.
могу описать.
I can't
А
describe it.
нарисовать?
And can you draw it?
Что, запах?
What? A smell?
Великие музыканты могут сыграть запах.
Great musicians can play smells.
Не может быть.
You're lying.
Я дам тебе кассеты.
I'll give you the cassette later. She started twirling into the falling
Я
snow again.
обязательно
I'll
побываю в
definitely go
Москве.
to
А
Moscow,
главное, в Вене.
but first to Vienna.
Вена моя
It's my
мечта.
dream.
Это же
The
столица
capital of
музыки.
music.
Моцарт,
Mozart,
Бетховен,
Beethoven,
Штраус,
Strauss,
филармонический оркестр, государственная опера.
National Opera.
Я буду
I'll be
выступать,
performing,
а
and
ты
you
рисуй.
drawing. Her enthusiasm spread to me. I wanted to do something right this
А ты
moment.
куда хочешь попасть?
Where do you want to go? I sighed and confessed.
Disneyland.
To Disneyland. I remember the finest hour show again. Alia preferred Call of the Jungle, but I always spent my Mondays in front of the TV. Colorful tables with numbers on signs and a charming Mr. Supanov at the wheel. And the prizes. Chocolate eggs, video equipment, and the most exciting one, a trip to Disneyland for the winner. My parents promised to take me there to the land of the mouse, and I believed them at first. Well, maybe they also believed it back then. Now they just reply with silence every time I ask about it, and it saddens me to no end. I have just 3 words on my mind in those moments. But you promised. Polina has seemingly read my
Добраться
mind.
туда проще, чем нам кажется.
Getting there is easier than you think.
Каждый лепит свою судьбу,
Everybody has the
как
power
хочет.
to mold their fates. She picked up 2 handfuls of snow, and then, as if she forgot about everything, showed me a sly
А давай
smile.
снеговика лепить.
Want to make a snowman?
Давай.
Sure. When I get back home, I'll make a snowman for Alia too. She'll be so happy. But for now, we were almost done with the first ball, rolling it shoulder to shoulder. Oh, so cute. Polina was laughing. Locks of her hair fell on her lively face. She was so cute when she blew them away.
Чего у тебя такой маленький шар, Антон?
Why is your ball so small, Anton?
Максимум голова
It'll only work as a
снеговичка.
head.
Больше надо.
Make it bigger.
Не ленись.
Don't be lazy. I couldn't remember the last time I had so much fun. Polina swept her now
Ты
crimson
мечтал
lips.
когда-нибудь
Did you ever
очутиться?
wish to go to
на
another
другой
planet? Something flashed in her eyes when she said it. I couldn't really put my finger on what it
И
was.
даже в другой вселенной.
To another universe, even? Polina sighed in what felt like relief.
Тогда ты понимаешь меня.
Then you understand me. Our palms glided across the ball of snow, straightening up any bumps it had. An almost ideal white ball rose up in the middle of the clearing. Then another one popped up. We lifted it up from 2 sides and placed on the one that served as a foundation. Finally, Polina helped the 3rd ball to get on the top of the other 2.
Ставить голову на место.
Getting the head to
Мой
the right
конек.
place is what I do best.
У тебя морковка
Oh, look
случайно
at their
не
cute
завалялась?
snowman. Do you, by any chance, have a carrot?
Увы.
Alas! There was no fear, no worry at this clearing. I became more daring, ran toward the thicket to crack a couple of branches. I pulled out the intertwining windfall, but Polina's voice suddenly awakened from my delusion.
Антон,
What is she looking at?
там кто-то есть.
Someone is standing there. Where? Is it this? It kind of looks like a fox. I turned around, puzzled. Polina was looking at me. No, at something behind my back. She stared at it, her brows furrowed. Not a single trace was left on the cheerful atmosphere we had a moment ago.
Полин,
Polina? She slowly raised her hand and pointed at the darkness that was approaching the trees in the distance.
Впереди кто-то стоит.
Someone is standing there.
Темная сгорбленная фигура. Видишь?
Crooked silhouette. See?
И ручищами.
Rubbing the pine with their huge
Гладь.
hands. I turned around, directed my eyes where she was pointing to. Is this it right here? I feel like I'm blind. I think it's this. I don't see anything. The area around the dry raspberry bushes were empty.
там никого нет.
There's nothing there.
Оно спряталось.
It hid
За
behind the
деревом.
tree. The collar of my coat felt suffocating. I pulled it on instinctively. I felt a spasm in my stomach. I smiled weakly and asked, hoping for a good
Это что,
answer.
шутка?
Is this a prank? Polina seemingly lost all her words. She just continued staring deep into the endless forest. Bravery check, I thought. So I stepped toward the glossy black trunk, Polina's gaze pushing me in the back. I was trying to muster all my courage, but my inner voice was telling me to stop, to curl into a ball, to play dead even. Anything but go there, into the writhing darkness. The twilight was sucking me in, limiting my vision. The clearing was a deep well, its walls prohibiting the sunlight from reaching its bottom. I heard the air ring, or was it ringing in my ears? 1 step. 2 steps. I bit my lip to stop myself from screaming if anything happened. There was nobody behind the pine. I sighed and turned back to Polina.
Полина, здесь никого.
Polina, there's nobody. Polina's gone, isn't she?
Ну, здорово, Антошка.
Was that who it was? Wait, where's Polina? From the darkness behind the pines, just like cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Simon with a bunch of his cronies.
Опачки, какая встреча!
And what do we have here?
Очкарик,
Check out this four-eyed freak, eh? Polina let out a shriek when the bastards shoved her away from me. They surrounded me like carnivorous pride, making me step back. So they didn't care that she was there. Simon's heavy leg blasted through the snowman's belly. The balls we rolled crumbled, became a mushy mess, with just a single broken branch poking out. Polina gasped angrily. I also felt the touch of scolding hatred. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery.
Полин, не бойся.
Polina, don't be scared. I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough, and scary. Oh, protective. He's like, they did not just push a girl.
Полинка-то чё бояться?
Why would she be scared?
Лучше за
Worry
себя
about yourself.
беспокойся.
The fatso spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against a tree.
Ну как?
Well,
Страшно,
pissed your pants,
мудила.
sucker? I heard Polina's angry voice from behind.
Не трогайте его!
Stay away from him! It would have been better if Polina wasn't around. I wish she wouldn't see me in such a shameful position.
Глядите-ка, пацаны!
Look at this, guys. A
Девчонка
girl
за
is
него
defending him.
заступается.
Oh, he's so ugly.
Циклона.
Yeah, what a fucking wimp.
Ты, сука,
You fucked with the
Не
wrong
на
guy,
того руку
transfer
поднял.
student. Simon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Baburan wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. They decided against hitting me. They probably wanted to humiliate me in front of the girl first. Damn it.
Слышь, Гондон Батькович,
Hey, Faggot
а
Jr.
это кто?
And who's that?
Еще
Another of
одна
your
подружка.
girlfriends?
Да у тебя тут
He has a fucking
гарем.
harem, eh? Only then I noticed Zoka beside my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over its fur. They better not hurt the dog. I probably ran all the way from the schoolyard searching for our smell. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with his hand.
Ой ты, батюшки.
Oh my.
Не,
Come
сучка
here, you fly-ridden
блохастая.
bitch. The others let out nasty laughs. The dog's ears perked up and just started carefully moving closer. Oh, please bite him. Oh, please bite them. Please. Right in the nuts. Bite him. Bite him.
Иди сюда. Иди, иди, дам кое-чего.
Yeah, come here. I've got something for you. I think I made the wrong decision. The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail so hard it flew into the nearest snow pile squealing. I don't like this episode. This whole gang burst out laughing and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on the tree branches let out frightened caws. Then I noticed something strange. Polina could hardly keep herself from smiling. Does she really hate dogs so much that the skinny guy amused her? After locking eyes with me, she changed her jubilant smirk to a thoughtful grimace. Why isn't she running away? I thought in horror. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusionary twilight of the sleeping forest. Or were that just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind?
Робка! Она ж больше срать не сможет.
If she smiled at that, I don't like Polina. I made the wrong decision. We should have chose the fox. Romka, it won't be able to shit after this.
Давай
Let me
теперь
kick
я.
the fucking thing one more time.
Первый раз.
2 negatives will make a positive. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen.
Чего ты, баран?
What? Are you an idiot?
Толкуй его
Go and show the Four Eyes his place.
Только так, чтобы он
In a way
понял.
he'll understand.
Ага.
Yeah, he
Маленькая
fucking
фиалка.
owes you.
Этот очкарик
This
тебе
wimp
всё
whacked you in
платит.
front of the whole class.
Да без Б.
Sure thing. Simon brought up a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved in it up to my face.
Ща,
In a moment.
парашник, я тебе этой печаткой так заряжу. Клеймо на всю жизнь останется.
In a moment, I'll hit your faggot face so hard it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where did all my inner strength and bravery go?
Стой!
Stop! A wheezy whisper left my lips and a head tilted forward, hitting Simon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes. They're going to gang up on me and beat me up.
Рома! Пусть они прекратят!
Roma, tell them to stop!
Прости, но пацанам надо
Sorry, but the boys need this out, man to man.
А тебе в сторонке
And you just stand
постоять.
aside and watch.
Бяша!
Bayasha, give him a hand. Simon gave me a rough push toward the bastard with slashing eyes and he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my throat.
Слыхали, как заныл?
Did you hear him whimper? Is he actually a faggot or something? I started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot, and pulsating pain was shooting through it, like it was cut off and a ball of nettle was sewn in its place.
Чем молчишь, Антошка?
Why so silent, Antoshka?
Отвечай.
Come on, tell us. Are you a faggot? At this moment, I felt pure, unbridled rage, the amalgamation of my anger. Like the sprout's ink, it rose from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts. Morons!
Знаете,
Did you know that my dad is also a fag? Simon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad dogs.
Айкидо занимался. Поняли?
He knows Aikido. Got it?
Еще воевал.
And he's a
Так же,
vet.
как вы.
He'll kill the
С
likes of you with his
глазами
eyes
убивал. Я
closed.
только слово
One
скажу.
word from me and he'll... Romka lifted his arm, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Simon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face twisting with rage?
Воевал, говоришь?
A vet, you say?
Мой батя
My
тоже
dad
воевал
also fought in the war.
в Афгане.
In Afghan.
А твой?
And yours?
И мой.
Mine too.
Да, и в каких войсках?
Oh, really?
Интересно.
What force did he serve in? I stumbled. Fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed.
Да он фу-фу.
He's full of shit, Romka.
Бля, будуна.
Sure as fuck, eh?
Думал, меня так
Do
просто
you think I'm easy to
развести?
trick?
Я тебя,
I could see through all your
сучонка,
lies, little
насквозь
bitch.
вижу.
There was a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well for me.
Ты сам
Well,
себе
you asked
приговор
for
под-
it. A
Школе
teacher
тебя
saved you
училка
at school,
спасла.
but here? You're fucked.
тебе.
Во-во.
That's right.
Давай, Антош.
Pray that you find your
Молись,
dead
чтобы
body
твой труп
come
по
spring,
весне
eh?
нашли.
Сидел бы ниже
If only
травы,
you
был
stayed
бы
silent,
целочкой.
wouldn't have lost a hair.
Жирного стукнул
Hitting
одно
fatso
дело.
is one thing.
Но про Афган
But fucking
пиздеть,
around
где
with
мой
stuff like
батя
Afghan, where my
подпольный,
dad spent time under
долг
fire on
интернациональный.
international duty, and
Дашь ты
fucking
морду,
Margot,
блядь. Сёма,
give him a
Ну,
good
шатай ты
pounding,
его.
Simon. The delinquents closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Simon. Blood was pumping in my temples.
Ну, Ромочка, ну хватит!
Roma, please stop them.
Ты уже все доказал!
You proved your point.
Дай нам уйти!
Let us go.
ты иди, иди.
You can go anytime.
А мы пока
And we'll
мусор
take out the
приберем.
trash in the meantime. What bugged me at that moment wasn't even the humiliating attitude from Marnka, but rather how sweet Polina had addressed him. The delinquents were pushing the girl toward the pines. Branches were swaying back and forth, as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies.
Хера ты, Майк Тайсон.
What, are you fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I'll remember for the rest of my life if I didn't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness wreathe again, as if someone was walking back and forth there. Oh, please be the fox. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack.
Манатки, Антошка.
Give me your shit, Antoshka.
Махаться мешает.
It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, and then he fished a buttery knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off, and put the blade to my neck.
Слышь, Фрей, расслабься, а то больно будет.
Hey, easy, buddy. I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled with all his might, and my backpack ended up in his hands. Polina shrieked. Romka winked at her, as if saying, "Don't worry, I've got this." Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked at my backpack.
Ты от нас что-то
Are
скрываешь,
you
да?
hiding something from us? Some rat
У меня
stole
в
my
школе
school
какая-то
shoes.
ща погляди.
Let me see if it was.
Опачки.
And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile.
Так.
So what
что
have
это
we
у нас?
here? My text and notebooks fell in the snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in another. It looked like a mask? Romka lifted it high, as if showing it to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long, worn-out ears, barely visible, nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Simon laughed.
Новый год уже прошел, мудила.
It's way past New Year's, moron.
Ты реально
Or are you really a
поехавший.
loony?
Это не мое.
It's not mine.
Да как не твое, а?
How come it's not?
Твоё
It's in
портфель
your
не дал.
backpack. Romka was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile on his face.
Дикари!
Savages!
Не видели.
Is this the first time you've seen a mask?
Таких конченых
As shitty as this?
не видели.
Yeah.
А знаешь что?
You know what?
Надевай.
Put it on.
Зачем?
Why?
Надевай, говорю.
Because I'm telling you to.
Попрыгаешь перед
You'll
нами.
hop like a bunny for us.
Давай, давай.
Yeah, come
Или без
on.
штанов,
Or we'll
давай
leave you
пойдём.
pantless, eh? Not when Polina is here.
Надену.
I won't.
Сёма, деньги на
Simon,
него.
put it on him.
Хе.
Bayasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Or bow. Then he passed it to Simon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that wreathed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their shattered skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get away. They'll catch me. And then? No, I won't run. I won't abandon Polina.
Только учти, Сёма,
Let me warn you, Simon.
если он скакать не
If
станет,
he won't
ты
hop,
сам за
you'll
него
take his place.
поскачешь.
Got it?
Этот
This
чмошник
piece
и
of
не
shit
стоит,
won't.
глядя
Just
на
look at
него,
him. He's
он
a
же
total
дурик.
loony.
Этот дурик.
This
тебе
loony
уже
had already
раз в
smacked you in the
жбан
face.
Ромка прав.
Rumka's right.
Давай,
Come on,
толстый.
Fatso, assert your
Восстанавливай
dominance.
авторитетно.
зарядил. Или сам у нас
Oh, we'll make you
запрыгаешь,
hop
так
so
что
hard your pig tits will
титьян
fall off.
рассыпется.
He must indeed be scared of Romka. Simon swore silently and glared first at me, then at Polina.
Влад,
Here,
это чтобы маска
it'll fit better
хорошо
this
на-
way. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my gosh. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. His spit looked like a squashed spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Simon something, but then he suddenly stopped. Polina covered her face with her hands in terror. Simon was still close by with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth.
Надевай, быра!
Put it on fast, or you're
Adoro.
dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet despite everything. I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin. If only I was to put it on. If only my face was to touch its bumpy surface, I'm sure the fur will glitter. The ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Simon and his friends will be gone. Forever. Put on? Oh no, we're gonna tell him to fuck off. Ew, he spit on it. For some reason, Romka's disappointment with Simon made me feel brave. Something was wrong in their crew, some old disagreement. I should cut this old wound open.
Знаешь что, Семен?
You know what, Simon? My own voice, smooth and determined, with a huge surprise. I stepped forward and calmly proclaimed,
Иди нахуй.
fuck off! It felt like the whole world was paused for a second and then unpaused right away. Simon's pupils widened. The mask fell out of his meaty hands. He took a while to process my words, looked stunned, as if he was trying to solve a difficult math problem, but the answer he got made me mad, judging by the bulging veins on his forehead.
О,
The others just observed the scene silently, waiting for the inevitable payback. I noticed Polina's face stretch in horror. You! You!
ты трус!
You're dead! Oh, you know what though? Call me crazy, but I'd rather be punched than have to put on a mask that they spit on. Simon lunged at me like a hawk and clawed at my face with his twisting fingers with gnawed fingernails. I threw a kick toward the layer of fat under the coat.
Да! Всыпь ему!
Yes, get him! At the same moment, the world became fuzzy. The black trees and the faces of my classmates all blurred.
Мои очки!
My glasses!
Что?
What?
Ничего
Can't
не
see
видишь
without them,
без очков?
sucker? He threw up his hand that was holding my glasses toward the sky so I couldn't get them.
Отдай! Сейчас же
Give him back! Give him back! I was interrupted by a lead-in fist with a sharp signet that hit me in the brow, producing a cracking sound, throwing me to the frozen earth. Oh my gosh, did he break our nose? A circle of blurry faces dying from disgusting laughter was mocking me, making me want to puke. And as soon as I was almost able to catch my breath, a blurry figure rushed toward me. But instead of a new hit, I was offered an outreached hand. I immediately grabbed it, hoping it was Polina, but I soon realized how wrong I was after I felt the sting of dry blisters on the palm. It was Romka. He helped me stand up.
Правда ничего не видишь?
Can't see anything? For real? His voice sounded compassionate, which surprised me. I squinted, trying to find Polina in the fog before my eyes. She was gathering my things and putting them back in my
А
school bag.
слышишь хорошо?
And what about your hearing? Huh? He leaned in close and asked with a voice that was less friendly.
Слышишь ты хорошо, Антошка?
Can you hear me fine, Antoshka?
Да.
Yeah. I blinked in
Ну
bewilderment.
так слушай,
Well, then
внимательно.
listen closely. He brushed off my coat and hit me in the jaw with all his might. My jaw clicked. If my tongue was between my teeth at that moment, I would not only be blind, but I would also talk worse than Bayasha. I staggered. The world around me spun like a peg top again. Romka held me by the elbow, preventing me from falling over. Bayasha locked her in his arms, preventing her from running to my
Это
side.
тебе аванс.
Consider this a
Еще
warning.
раз увижу
If I
тебя
ever
с
see you
Полиной,
anywhere near
хотя
Polina,
бы в
even a
метре,
meter
не
close, I won't let
запоминай,
it
ты
slide.
понял, а?
Got it?
Да.
Yeah.
Чисто, чтобы
And
закрепить.
this is to make it stick. His fist landed on my temple. The world turned upside down. It felt like I was falling into the sky, the color of decaying meat. I grabbed the roots to stop myself from tumbling more. My consciousness was drifting on top of the abyss, gliding to its depths like a deflated balloon. I tried to get up. A blurry silhouette that probably belonged to Polina was fighting back. But the two others held her by the hands and dragged her away.
Домой тебя проводим, не бойся.
We'll take you home. Don't be scared, eh?
Мало ли.
Yeah, who
какие
knows what kind of
хищники
psychos roam this
водятся.
forest?
Антоша, пускай.
And Tosha should rest for a bit.
Polina!
Romka's boot met with my face. They knocked us unconscious. My hand got twisted. The back of my head hit the ice. My eyes obediently rolled over. The darkness jumped out, took a stance, just to devour me. Tough luck. You overestimated yourself. We got an achievement. Ugh. I turned around, dug my nose into the bed sheets, forced my eyes open with great difficulty. Paintings on the walls, books, a pile of comic magazines. I felt up my chin, afraid that it will respond with sharp pain. My fingers slid across my face to my temples. No bumps, no pain. I sat up, blinking in surprise. Fixed my glasses. Studied my hands, clean without any mud under the nails. My school bag was reclined against a table. I heard bits and pieces of conversation through the door. I was home in my bedroom. Did I get here myself? And what about the glasses? Did Simon return them? Polina, maybe? Or an unknown friend? I decided to leave that question for later and looked out the window. The forest had many secrets, and it wasn't in any hurry to reveal them to me. The clock on a nightstand showed 10 a.m. The sun was already above the field, but it didn't bring any warmth. The thicket moaned from its cracking bones. Do we still have... Oh, I guess we can't open the door. All we can do is open... Huh. I went out into the hallway and the conversation became clearer. Laughter. I hadn't heard Mom laugh in so long. In a silent house among the sneaking shadows. Such an ordinary but dear laughter. I sneaked through the ladder to the lower floor as if afraid to spoil that moment. And then I ask him, "Do you have any comics? I want to buy some for my bunny." And he goes, "Your rabbit reads comics?" Mom burst out laughing. Olya followed suit. "Well, yeah," I tell him. "My bunny is well trained." Gosh, you're the best. Did you doubt me? Not even for a second. Mom and Dad sitting in the tree. When I entered the kitchen, Mom was kissing Dad on the forehead and he was gently stroking her shoulder. Olya sat between our parents, armed with a fork. A polka-dotted cooking pot emanated a pleasant aroma, even with the lid
А
on.
вот и он.
Here it is. Here he is.
Весь в отца.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Took after your father in that. The white canvas of a frosted window behind Mom's back made it look like she was on someone's painting. So we're definitely unconscious. He's like daydreaming.
Садись, садись. В ногах правды нет.
Come on, sit down. Take a load off your
А
feet.
завтрак
Breakfast is
самое
the most
важное
important
для
thing for
здорового
any
человека.
healthy person. I sat down, a calming smile on my lips. Olya winked at me, and the lamp on the table flickered in unison with her.
Заспанный какой.
You look sleepy.
Какой есть? На.
Well, what can he
родной.
do?
В
He's our
детдом
child.
вставать
He's
поздно.
already too late to hand him over to an orphanage. Dad let out a dry laugh to show he was joking. Mom slapped him on the
Ой, я
shoulder.
голодная, страшно.
I'm so hungry.
А мы, думаешь, просто так тут
Do you think
слюной
you're the only
капаем?
person who's dripping saliva over here?
Братик, ты так кушать будешь?
Big bro, will you eat like this?
Как?
How? I caught the sparkling gazes of my parents on myself. If I had a camera at that moment, I would have taken a snap so I could always look at those smiles on a photograph. I wanted this beautiful moment to last forever. The light bulb went out and then came back. The window glass shuddered.
Сними
Lightly.
маску, сынок.
Take
Есть
the
же
mask off,
удобно.
son. It'll get in the way of eating.
Какую маску?
What mask? Oh my god, I bet when we became unconscious, they put the mask on us. A silly smile got stuck on my face. Dad showed me his sturdy white teeth that looked like piano keys.
Снимай, снимай, заяц.
Come on, take it off, bunny. I slid my hand across my cheek, let out a
О
laugh.
чем?
What do you mean? The whole family was laughing now, pointing their fingers at me and slapping their knees on the tablecloth. Dad wiped his wet eyes with his knuckles.
Ух, насмешил
Well,
ты
good
нас.
job making us
Ну,
laugh,
молодец.
son. Now take off your
Теперь
mask,
маску
please.
сними.
I touched my face again. My skin went numb.
Но на мне нет маски.
But I'm not wearing a mask. Mom fidgeted on her chair. She tilted her head and squinted. The canvas behind her back turned gray and kept getting darker with every passing moment.
Пока не снимешь.
We can't start until you take it off.
Но я не могу уже терпеть.
I can't wait anymore.
Сними маску. не
Take
валяй
off the
дурака.
mask. Stop fooling around. His voice was kind but firm.
Мам, Тоша меня пугает.
Mom, Tosha is scaring me. Chair legs scraped against the floorboards. Alya moved away from me. She wasn't smiling anymore. Actually, there wasn't a single smile left in the room, if you don't count the cracks in the wall.
Что ты наделал? Твоя сестра плачет.
What have you done? You made your sister cry.
Но
But Alya sobbed, her eyes downcast, sneaking fearful glances at me. Mom slammed her fist on the table, and I almost fell to the floor along with the chair.
Сын называется. Мы веселились, а тут ты пришел. Испортил все.
What a disgrace of a son. We were all having fun, and then you come around and ruin everything. Flashes of saliva flew at me. I turned to Dad, begging him to explain what was going on. Oh my gosh. Sticky syrup trickled down Dad's beard, falling on his shirt. His eyes were looking in different directions. There was a loud sound in the attic. Water pipes grumbled. The house was alive. Every room had someone rustling, moving around, breathing in it. The light bulb started flickering. The faces of my parents disappeared into the darkness, only to appear again moments later. Outside, a tall, dark shadow walked past the window. I was about to jump up and run away, but my body wasn't listening to my commands. My hands disobediently stayed on the table. I was just an onlooker. The lights went out. I spent 3 heartbeats in complete darkness. Then the light bulb flashed with blinding light. 3 masks were looking at me with their gaping eyes. A foxwoman, where my mom was just a moment ago. A wolf man at the end of the table, the head of the table. And my bunny girl, my Alya. I couldn't even ask why they wore these strange, scary animal faces. And why the fur on them was moving, as if something was writhing inside the mask, making the papier-mâché bulge. My tongue didn't listen to the commands my brain sent in. I could only shift my gaze between the masks, watching this long, twisted shadows behind the backs of my family.
Кушать подано.
It's gonna be something disgusting. Bon appetit! She tore off the lid from the pot. The cut-off head was lying in the bloody gravy. A pair of glazed eyes were drilling me from the inside pot. Its mouth was open in a silent scream. The head at the bottom of the pot belonged to me. Blood ran down the agonized face of the cut-off head. At the same time, something hot-headed screaming from my nostrils. Scarlet drops falling on the tablecloth. Eat up! I screamed. Yeah, they put the rabbit face on us. I jumped. My jaw was burning, as were my temples. The kitchen, the breast and animal mask, and the dead head. Everything had disappeared. Everything but the goddamn mask that was haunting me. One of the delinquents put it on me for the laughs. I tore off the bunny face that had already stuck to my face, threw it into the darkness, and realized that I woke up near the crumbled snowman in the forest, covered in snow and carnivorous needles, without my glasses and with a smashed face. So I blacked out. Horrible. Pulsating pain seemed like a gift compared to the horrors I just witnessed. I stood up, spitting out blood. The forest seemed like a prison that was keeping me in with its wooden bars. I didn't know how long I was out. My limbs were numb from the cold. My pants were soaking wet. I stood alone in a ring of towering trunks, not being able to see anything. Everything around me moved, trembled. My ears went numb from all the rustling. The treetops melted into the darkness of the cosmos. The bushes became empty cells, whose occupants were suddenly set free. It felt like a clawed fang could fly out of that darkness into my stunned face at any moment. I heard a scream somewhere far away. Our dad. Someone was looking for me, just like the boy that went missing. Tears stung my eyes. A big drop fell from my lashes.
Anton!
The scream is closer now, and for a moment I even believed that I was about to be saved.
Я здесь!
I'm here! The light hit my face. I covered it with my hand. Flashlight's ray slid down.
Антон! Вот ты где!
It's our dad. Anton, there you are.
Ты совсем сдурел?
Are you out of your mind?
Это вообще как
What's this
понимать?
all about? My dad walked out from the shadows. I went toward him, hoping he won't melt, and that it's not another trick that my insane mind played on me. He turned out to be real, warm, and alive.
Язык проглотил.
Cat, got your tongue?
Я встретил твою одноклассницу на дороге. Она сказала...
I've met a girl from class on the road. She said, branches cracked in the distance. I pressed myself into my father's chest, engulfed by fear, and he started looking around, alerted, and spoke in a tone of voice that was much more nervous.
Так, пойдем отсюда скорее.
Okay, let's get out of
Мать
here.
узнает
If
такое
your mother
на
learns of
меня
this, she'll be
устроит,
so mad
мало
at
не
us that we'll
покажется.
never forget this day. I reached out for my father, still feeling the chilling embrace of fear. I grabbed his firm arm, felt his quick pulse with my fingertips. I don't understand. Why would the dad be angry? Does he not see that our nose is bloodied, our glasses are gone, that we have literally been beat up? Did he not see the blood? Because his first response is, what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? I got beat up. Then stood up and wobbled along behind my father, following his barely discernible footprints. Back to civilization, back to light, back to the road where my dad parked his
Чтобы
car.
дома ни слова, ясно?
Not a word about this at home. Got it?
Ни единого
Don't
намека,
even
где
hint
я
at where I
тебя...
found
Да,
you.
пап.
All right, Dad. Maybe he was mad that we were in the forest? He was holding my hand as if it was the most precious thing in the world and kept telling me how afraid he is to lose me or Alya. I nodded and moved my legs. Only when we got to the car, Dad noticed my
Тебя
scratches.
били?
Somebody hurt you? I felt up my cheek.
Подрался.
I got into a fight.
Из-за чего?
Over what?
Из-за девушки.
A girl. Dad replied with a thoughtful nod. He's like, that's my boy. I heard the low hum of the engine. My dad wore a fearful expression. It wasn't that sticky fear that paralyzed me in the nightmare, though. His fear was noble, like a crystal clear diamond. He opened the glove box and gave me napkins out of there.
Драться за девушку? Это правильно.
Fighting for the girl you like is right.
Да, нужно решать
Yes,
конфликт
normally you try to
словами.
resolve things
Да.
with words. It's just
Иногда
sometimes words
слова
don't
не
work.
помогают.
Dad flashed an encouraging smile at me. Right as he was about to close the glove box, I noticed a handle peeking from under the rug. Is that a gun? He was carrying a gun around. My dad, a true intellectual, had a pistol with him like an action movie hero. I love that. I mean, obviously, but like, I just love, when you love someone so much, the protectiveness. I love it. He was gonna go out shooting. Or like an ordinary thug, some voice whispered to me. Pines were flying by in the window. The car's light was struggling against the darkness. The car carried me back home. Dad was cautiously studying me in the back mirror. I was thinking about the gun, about my dreams, about people in animal masks that pretended to be my parents. I would be afraid to go back to school. I wonder if it's going to give us the option to go on another date with Polina again. And the white snowflakes just kept dancing in the starry sky. We're home. Look what the cat dragged in. Mom was going down the stairs, piercing Dad with her trademark glare. Her face showed something between wrath and condescension. Suddenly her gaze shifted to me and stayed for a dangerously long time.
Так, я не поняла. Антон, а где очки?
Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them?
Да в школе поди забыл, простофиля.
This dummy probably forgot them at school. A venomous pause followed.
Весь в тебя.
He's your son, all right. Dad glared at Mom and then mischievously winked at me, reminding me of our deal.
Ну ничего, есть же запасные. Проживем как-нибудь.
Well, we have spare glasses, so we're managed somehow. My parents stood in silence a bit longer, and then both of them went to minding their own business. Oh, that's so sad. Falling out of love. Something that I hope nobody has to go through, but fortunately it's a common feeling. Alya threw herself into my arms before I could even take off my coat.
А я лису видела!
I saw a fox! Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flap my lips in reply. A cup shattered into many pieces with a loud thing. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment.
То сова, то лиса.
First it was an owl, now it's a fox.
Когда ж тебе надоест?
Will you ever get tired of this?
Правда, правда.
But it's true!
Такая пушистая.
She was so fluffy.
Она у забора
She stood
стояла
on her
на
back
задних
legs near
лапах,
the hedge,
совсем как
just like a
человек.
person.
Она меня позвала, а тут мама вышла, и лиса убежала.
The fox called my name, but then Mom came and she fled.
Не было там никакой.
There was no
Не
fox.
выдумывай.
Stop making things up.
Подходи к ней.
Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister, as if she was a doll made of cloth.
Ты чего, Тоша?
What's wrong, Tosha?
Не подходи, слышишь?
Don't go. You hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I
Ну,
hesitated.
лиса ведь укусить может.
Well, a fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined Alisa, liberated, carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her
Это ж
hands.
была не настоящая лиса.
It wasn't a real fox.
Расскажи ему, Оль.
Tell him, Alya.
Она на двух ногах
She
ходила.
stood on two legs and she wore a dress.
Только она была
And she was
взаправду.
real.
Видишь?
See? Mom showed us a tired smile, as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap right before it dissolves completely on your palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered,
Еще раз увидишь ее, беги.
"If you see her again, run." Of course, we believe her. We saw her too. Memories about my family and disgusting masks, attacked, bombarded me like the underhanded blows of my classmates. The furry faces of my family stood before my eyes, their toothy mouths full of thick saliva. What's happening to me? What kind of tricks is my mind playing on me? This bunny mask was real. It just appeared on my school bag out of nowhere, as if I never threw it away in the forest. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please stop driving me mad, please. I barely managed to force myself to do homework, but those math problems just refused to be solved. Numbers in my notebook tumbled around and mixed in a whirling dance, sometimes running over the lines. My head became heavy from the pandemonium, and I almost dropped it into the chain of numbers. My eyelids felt like there were tiny weights tied to them, the type used in grocery stores. We're getting ready to go back to school, aren't we? And at the right moment, I surrendered and closed my notebook. The memories of my day started flashing before my eyes. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here, the faces of dead classical writers on their portraits, the prim and regal pose of our homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. And around that corner was her daughter Katya, a snitch, a gossip eagerly waiting for me.
Эй, новенький, новенький.
Hey, transfer student, transfer student.
Чего тебе, Кать?
What do you want, Katya? She got up on her tiptoes and started swaying, while hiding her hands behind her back, and then asked me with a fake smile on her face.
Скажи, пожалуйста, а чего это тебя к нам перевели, а?
Can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here? I might have told the truth about this to Polina, but Katya will sell it on the market for 3 kopkas? It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Volva's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart.
Это все из-за моих родителей.
It's all because of my parents.
Папы тут много
Dad has a new
работы.
job here, and my
Мама-
mom. But Katya didn't even listen to me, just rushed toward the perked up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling.
Да-да, конечно, конечно.
Yeah, right.
У нас тут совсем за
He
дурачков
takes us all
держат.
for fools.
Я вот слыхала.
I've heard it's all because of his father.
Недавно
He
кому-то
crossed the road to some
крутому
big
дорогу
shot, and now their
пришел.
family is
И
hiding
теперь
in their
они
remote
всей
little
своей
village.
семьей.
Неправда! Ты все врешь!
That's not true. You're lying.
А слышали?
And did
Слышали,
you
как
hear?
его Бабурин
Did you hear how
встретил?
Baburin beat him up?
А этот лишь ручки
And all he could do was look all pathetic and take it.
Прекрати! Ты
Stop
знаешь,
it.
он
You
не
knew he
один
wasn't
был.
alone.
Будто этого
And if
мало.
that wasn't enough,
Ходят слухи.
there are rumors that this
Что
reader
этот
carries a bunny
чудик
mask with him
повсюду
wherever he goes.
Ой,
Who in their
девочки,
right
ну
mind
кто
would
же
do
в
something
своем
like
уме
that?
будет
Huh,
такой?
girls?
Ясно, понятно.
I
Со
see,
странностями
I
нашим
see.
пришел.
Our Antoshka must be truly special.
Может, слабал.
Maybe he's an autist, but what if
И маньяк,
he's a serial killer?
если в его
I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe
Там
in
и
his
топор
backpack if you look
отыскать
hard
можно.
enough. Or something even worse.
Да-да-да.
Yes, yes, yes.
Замолчи!
Shut up.
Заткнись!
Look at him
Вон
scream
как
as if someone
раскричался-то.
bit him.
Вот уже. А зрачки-то?
His pupils,
Зрачки
look how
такие
wide they are.
широкие. Опять чего доброго
I hope he won't go
скатушится
insane
и
and
тебе
resort to
руки
violence
распускать
again.
начнет. Не зря же
I
его
mean, there
мать
must be a
так
reason his
кричит.
mom always feeds him those pills, right? I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine. And what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in.
Да-да,
Yeah, that's right.
он такой же ненормальный,
He's as
как
insane
и
as
его
his little
сестра.
sister.
Представляете,
Can you
как
imagine that she says a
сумасшедший
human-sized
дочке
owl
каждую
visits her
ночь
every night?
прилетает сам. Да,
Yes, yes, yes.
только что-то ее никто
But not a
из здоровых
single healthy
людей
person
не
has
видел.
ever seen
А
it.
этот наивный просто
And this simpleton
верит.
believes her. Can you imagine that? And then I caught a single kind of look from the smirking crowd.
Как же так, Антон?
How can it be, Anton?
Неужели действительно
Are you really?
тебе не здоровится?
Are you unwell?
Полина, послушай меня.
Polina, listen to me.
Как же?
Yeah, right.
Не слушай
Don't
этого
listen to
болтуна,
this liar,
Полина.
Polina.
Свистит он,
He's
что
probably
Москве,
never
но
even
как
seen
ты,
Moscow.
это ничтожество,
This
даже
loser can't even
постоять
stand
за
up for
себя.
himself.
При случае,
And he won't be able to
из-за тебя
defend
не
you if it ever
заступится.
comes down to it.
Бросит, думает,
He'll run
как
away to
только
protect his
самому
own skin.
всего.
Weakling. Polina slouched as if someone kicked her in the stomach and then burst out in tears and fell to the dirty floor wailing and screaming. No. Why, Anton? Why? I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya.
Убери от нее свои лапы, чудовище!
Get your paws off her, you monster! Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. It slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip lift, creep up, showing my
То, что
teeth.
твой отец бьет мать, еще не дает тебе права
The
поднимать
fact that your
руку
father
на
beats your mother
девушку.
doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya.
Ага! Слетел-таки! Слетел!
Aha! He went nuts! Nuts! Help! Help! Petrov went completely insane! At the same moment, the crowd around her became louder. It started whistling and roaring and growing. The subtle silhouettes of my schoolmates became larger, wider. They shot upward toward the ceiling, turned into a black forest, chock full of toothy faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of ulcer-ridden trunks. Before the might of ulcer-ridden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell.
Вот ты и показал свое животное нутро.
So you've finally shown your animal nature.
Трус!
Coward. Katya's face was twisted with jubilation and ecstasy. Why? No! Why did you do this to me? Polina screamed while choking on her tears. He is just
Животное!
an animal,
Чужак!
an outsider. A scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dug myself into them.
Пожалуйста!
Please, wake up! I jumped up, almost falling out of bed. Apparently, I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Alya's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear.
Антон! Пожалуйста!
Please,
Вставай!
wake up, wake up! It took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Alya's voice was distant. My head was still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted, as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister was distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase.
Сова!
The owl! The owl! Please! I'm scared! Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scared Alya wouldn't have woken
Оля,
me
я
up.
сейчас.
Wait a second. Alya?
Хочешь, я тебе Мурзилку почитаю?
Want me to read Murzilka for you?
Подожди.
Give me... I placed my bare heels on the cold floor, felt around for my glasses. I remembered Simon, his underhanded act, and sighed.
Антон! Пожалуйста! Пожалуйста!
Please, please!
Посмотри!
Look! She couldn't tear her eyes off the window as if it was a staring contest. I found the light switch with my hand. The lamp poured bright light all over me. I got up. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer, only to push it farther for the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I took a hesitant step forward.
Оль,
Alya?
что там?
What's there?
Что-то случилось?
What happened?
Ты хочешь, чтобы я
Do you want me
открыл,
to open
что
the
ли?
curtains?
Нет, не надо!
No, please don't! The owl is there! The voice was coming from behind. I turned around and froze from terror. Oh my gosh, that would be terrifying. Teary-eyed Olya stood in the doorway. Who?
С кем ты разговаривал, братик?
Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying. With her hands wrapped around her shoulders, her voice was nervous, as if she was afraid to hear my answer.
Я разговаривал с тобой. С тем, кто притворился тобой.
I was talking to someone pretended to be you. The ledges on my window creaked ominously, as if something huge was sitting on top of it. And the thing that pretended to be Alya started spreading, changing shape, grow to scary heights under the light of a carnivorous moon. Come closer. Come here. The voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. The thing that was hiding behind my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare, a hallucination brought upon by the cursed house. And those don't bite, do they? The silhouette was towering before me, under the veil of mist. I heard Alya's shrill scream when someone had knocked on the window. It came to get us! Another knock. I stepped back into the middle of the room, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this horror. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering, then it suddenly lightened the whole room and went out like a candle in the strong wind. The filament inside it snapped with a ringing sound. The darkness that was waiting for that exact moment poured from all the angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Alya started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. And then an eye, burning with a carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. No, it wasn't trying to break the window. It was toying with us. It just kept on knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, its pendulum swinging about the abyss.
Уходи! Убирайся! Пошла прочь!
Get away! Get out! Shoo! She was screaming in desperation, her hands clutching my arm like a pair of pincers. Come closer. I could barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spots.
Скажи, Антон,
Tell him, Anton!
что я больше...
Tell him that I won't be a bad girl anymore! Never ever! I just wanted to leave. Please! The moonlight suddenly disappeared and the room descended into darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed the stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped toward the curtains, entranced by the call of this disfigured guest.
Не буду.
Alya was standing behind me, mumbling, I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good! The bleak window was creeping closer. Curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside, so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment, I heard noise coming from our parents' bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtain to the side in one swing. Nothing. Though there was something shining on the ledge, among the scattered feathers. His glasses! The ones that Simon took from me. How did they get here? Was that a gift from the gurgling night? Did the owl really bring them here? I looked at the front yard, at the foreboding clearing, at the toothy forest. Not a soul, not a trace of our late-night guest. Only the old lamppost dreaming like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulating tape and the stripes of glued newspapers. Opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me with its little needles. The paintings on my walls above moved from the draft. I touched my glasses, sure they would melt in my hands, but they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Simon and his gang just pulled a prank on me, that was it. That's it. A smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamp just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to the house, to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints. But there was none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness, full of restless writhing.
Вы почему не спите?
Why aren't you in bed? I swayed from surprise and almost fell out of the window.
Совсем сдурели?
Are you out of your mind?
Жарко, что ли?
Did it feel hot in
Не
here?
болели давно?
Do you want to catch a cold?
Там сова была. Тоша ее прогнал.
The owl was here. Tosha chased it away.
А ну-ка марш
Go
спать
to your room
себе в комнату.
immediately. Go to your bed.
А с тобой?
And you. Mom paused, directing her seething eyes at me. She was thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Alya by the shoulder, and left, throwing gloomy words my way.
Завтра поговорим.
We'll talk tomorrow. I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits, pressed in the latches with all the strength my fingers could muster. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like a face, more like a death mask, just like the one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing behind the student heads. Oh my gosh. Serves him right. Serves him right. Simon, 13 years old. He was in 6th grade. He left for school in the morning, January 9th, and never returned. And it wasn't Vova. His face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Simon. Baburin's photo was printed out and placed under the glass like an exhibition piece. And that was the end of episode 2. Oh my gosh. So many things were running through my mind. Okay, 1, I made the wrong decision. I don't think I like Polina. The fact that she smiled after the dog was kicked broke my heart. Like I almost cried. That part was awful. I hated it. I don't like Polina. So if she gets kidnapped next, good riddance. I think if I play this again, I'm definitely gonna maybe find the fox who the dog belonged to. I'm thinking maybe that would have been a better option. Also, I don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to think. I'm so like, I feel bad for Alya, but like at the same time, because Alya's parents don't believe her, I feel like Anton almost needs to tell his mom. Like, I feel like he almost needs to lie. But if he does lie, I hope that he doesn't do it in front of Alya. I feel like a good explanation could be, yes, I shooed the owl away. You know, like, I wanted to play into Alya's fears. I thought if I pretended to see the owl and shoot it away, that she wouldn't be scared and she would go to bed. Like, she woke me up from being scared. You know, like, maybe if he tells his mom that, she won't be as mad at him. But I just hope if he does do that, he doesn't say it in front of Alya, because 1, it's a lie, and 2, it would break Alya's heart because Anton is the only person that she trusts right now, because her mom and dad think she's crazy or thinks that she just has imaginary friends. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens the next episode. I'm curious to see if him and Polina are going to go on another date. And if we get an option to go on another date, are we going to be the next one that goes missing? And then again, I can't remember. Was it Simon that said he would kill us if we dated Polina? Because if it was Simon, he's missing now. He was kidnapped. So we might actually be able to go on a date with Polina and not even get any repercussions. I guess only time will tell, but oh my gosh, it's getting so good. I definitely see why some of you were disappointed that I chose to not stand up for myself the first time I played this, because wow, yeah, so much more can happen if you choose not to be a coward. I am glad that I chose to stick up for myself. My only regret is that I chose Polina. But I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Let me know if there was another choice that I should have made. Should I have taken the candy from the fox girl at the beginning? Let me know your thoughts, and hopefully I will see you for my next video.